Yo, what's going on YouTube? How you guys doing? I am back with another gameplay review. That we haven't done these in so long. It's been so long since we've done a gameplay review, but I'm excited to get back into them. Now that I'm uploading more consistently, I feel like this is something that I want to do more. I really miss doing these, so here we are. Before I get into this, I usually say this at the end of the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it at the beginning of this one. If you guys want your own gameplay reviewed, join my Discord. It's linked below, discord.gg/OhTofu. We have a channel in there for gameplay submissions. Make sure to check the pins and then submit if you guys want. I usually say it at the end, but I'll say it at the beginning of this time. So, today's game is a Wraith game, and this is essentially a rank 1. This guy is rank 5, but the survivors he's playing against are anywhere between rank 2 and rank 5. There's like 3 red ranks and a purple. So this is basically red rank killer gameplay is what's going on here. So, we're playing Wraith on Torment Creek. Let's take a look at your build. Before we get into anything, let's take a look at your build. So, your perks. I actually really like this perk setup. You kind of seem like you're running like a hit and run strategy type setup here, where you have Sloppy Butcher, which I think is really, really good on Wraith. Sloppy Butcher also goes really well with Xenophobia because they're more likely to stay injured for longer because it takes longer for them to heal. And these whole 3 perks right here, like without barbecue and chili, are just like a classic combination. You hit them and then you apply mangle to them so they stay injured for longer. They get slowed down with the Nat, which makes them take even longer to heal. And then while they're healing, you can see their aura. So this is like the idea behind this build is if you get a lot of damage, right? Like if you hit like all 4 people, they all get injured, they all get stacks of Thanat, and they all get mangled, which means healing takes like forever. And then while they're healing, you can see them. And if they don't heal, like if they decide to never heal, well, guess what? You're a fucking stealth killer, so you can sneak up on them and one-shot down them, you know? It's a pretty good, like this is like a classic Wraith build. I've seen this kind of stuff run on a lot of people. It's a very solid build. Your last perk is Barbecue, which I feel like is pretty obvious. It's probably mostly for blood points, but it's good for the auras too. So I think that's your general idea behind this build. You're also running Windstorm and Bone Clapper, which Windstorm, this yellow, is the one that makes you go faster while you're cloaked, but it's only the yellow version, so it's not super fast. And then this top one, the Bone Clapper, is the one where when you use your bell, they can hear it anywhere on the map. So that will I think that'll kind of help you as far as like sneaking up on people because, you know, they're going to constantly be hearing the bell, so they won't know if you're, you know, close or near or what's going on. So anyway, let's just see how this map goes. Already there's somebody with object. You'll love to see that. I mean, he can't see you though, so that's kind of cool. Because you're undetectable, his object will light up, but he won't actually see you. So that's really not that bad. Okay, already this, you know, this isn't even worth talking about. But you know what? I'm going to say it anyway. Already, I'm going to say I'm just nitpicking. But a little thing about Wraith is that they don't actually hear anything from you or see anything from you until you hit the bell for the first time in the animation, right? So if you're coming up on a generator here that you know people are on, it's really good to like start uncloaking like right now, like where you are right now. Start uncloaking while you're walking up because you want, like, you don't want them to see you until right there, like halfway through the uncloak. That's the first time that you make sound. That's the first time that you start to appear. Before that, you don't make any sound. So you can kind of like stay behind the wall until you hit like right here on the uncloak meter and then start to come around. And it gives them a little bit less time to run away. Although in this situation, these guys didn't run away anyway. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They were just like, didn't give a fuck. So they stayed on the gen regardless. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. You should have had it down there. You should have had it down there for sure. All right, so you're gonna leave her. I mean, there's nothing too much to say about that. You like kind of had her. Here you do it. You did a good job there. You did a really good job there. He has sprint burst though, which really sucks. But you did a good job there. That's exactly how you should be uncloaking for sure. But yeah, that first Fang just sucks. You kind of like, you didn't stick to her well enough. You kind of let her get some distance, and then she dead-hearted, and then she got the pallet, which is really, or the window, which really sucks. You hit the Dwight. Will you cloak? Okay, yeah, you're gonna leave him alone. You're gonna come back and see if you can find the Fang. Oh, okay, you find the Cheryl. This is really good. You're gonna get the window, which is okay. She's the one with object. You're gonna leave her alone. Okay. All right, this is good. This is good. Nice. Nice. This is a really good start. This is a very, very, very good start. All right, something happened across the map. We don't know, but you already got it down. This is really good. You can throw her up on the hook, and then you can go cloak and look for the others. What do we see with barbecue? We see someone on that gen, someone on that gen. Here, I don't like this play. I'm going to say something here just for general strategy. Okay, so here, like in a situation like this, where when you hook someone with barbecue and you see 2 auras, right? Let me try to get back to the perfect position. So you see 2 auras here, right? You see this guy on a gen, and then you see this guy on a gen, right? It's kind of hard to tell with the angle I'm at, but this one is like not very far. This one's probably like 40 meters. You know, it's probably not even 40 meters. I think you see this guy because of object. I don't even think that's in barbecue range. That's probably less than 40 meters. That's probably literally like 20 meters. All right. And then this one over here is like probably like 50 meters away. So this one, like this one is way closer than this one is what I'm trying to say. So you know a survivor's right here, and then you know a survivor's over here. It's kind of bad for you to run the whole way across the map and get that guy when there's someone right here, right? For 2 reasons. First off, you have to run further, which means like it takes longer to get to them, right? Like you can get to this guy faster than you can get to this guy, which means you just start to chase quicker. But second off, you're leaving a hook behind you. Like behind you back here, like there's a hook. So by you leaving this guy alone, you're basically just letting him run up and get the unhook for free, right? Whereas if you go chase this guy, then this dude over here on this generator might have to get off, run the whole way across the map, get the unhook, and then run the whole way back to get back to his generator if he wants to keep working on it, right? Like, honestly, a big part of time efficiency on both killer and survivor is just running around. Like, how little time you can spend, like, running around is huge. Huge. So making the survivors run around more and trying to prevent running around more yourself is absolutely the play when possible. So I don't like this. I mean, I know that there's probably a 4th teammate somewhere too that might be nearby, that might be like sitting right on top of the hook. That could be a thing. But just generally speaking, that's how those types of things go. You should usually go for the person close and not the person far. But you find her, you hit her. I'm curious to know if you're going to kick that gen or if you're just going to keep chasing. It really wouldn't be crazy to like cloak and kick the gen and then, you know, see what happens. Okay, you kick the gen. You're still not cloaked though. He's healing. You should cloak. Cloak. You should have cloaked there. You should have cloaked there. I think you might still get this hit anyway. You should have cloaked there. You absolutely should have cloaked there. Like, what's the point of playing this build on a stealth killer if you're not going to take advantage of your stealth? Like, this was a perfect opportunity. First off, you could have cloaked the second you hit her. Like the second you hit her and she took this vault, you should like already be like, okay, that gen was pretty much done. Let me cloak up, hit that gen. Because when you cloak, you're faster too. Like you go faster. And you're even faster because you have Windstorm. So you're like double faster. You're like way faster when you're cloaked. So as soon as you hit her, you should have immediately cloaked, kicked the gen, and then maybe like assess the situation, right? Like looked over, saw if she was still there or if there were scratch marks of her running away. You know, just kind of assess the situation and then find out what to do. But even still, like when you see this, she's just sitting like in a shitty spot. Like she's in a terrible spot right now. Like there's a window here and then there's a pallet like over here, like through the jungle gym. But she really can't get anywhere there. If you would have cloaked and then came up like right up on top of her, you would have had this down 100%. You would have 100% had this down. You kind of just run up and like let her see you and then let her run straight to the pallet and then you eat it. Like how much longer is this chase going to be? Now, because that's really, really bad. You cloaked now. Now she's running. Hopefully you catch her quick. Because this whole chase now is kind of like very unnecessary. Like this should have been over. Oh, and you're letting her go. I don't know if that's the right play either, dude. I think you had her. I don't think she was going to make it anywhere. This guy sees you. What the hell is that Fang doing? She has dead hard, so she dead hearted you. See, even then, why didn't you go for the Fang? I'm not really sure. Like, your decision making is really weird. I'm not really sure what you're doing. Okay, so like 2 things already. Like this Cheryl that you were chasing, or Zarina, or was it a Zarina? I can't remember. This person you were chasing, you could have caught her. It was a Zarina. You could have caught her. There was like very few gens, if any, or gens. There was very few pallets, if any pallets over there at all. Okay, also, on top of that, like, when you come over here, this is like the same situation where, Like you uncloak here, and like this Fang is right here, right? And like yeah, you get dead-hearted, right? Like you swing and she dead-hards, but like the the direction she was facing, she didn't dead-hard anywhere good. She dead-hards like out here. Again, there's nothing there. Like the closest pallet is like right there, and the Cheryl's at it. Like the Cheryl is at the pallet. She's at a safe spot. This is an injured survivor at a spot that isn't safe. You can just down her. Like you can just kill her. Like I don't know if you're trying to be nice and like not tunnel because she just got off the hook or something. Because if so, then I guess kudos to you. Like that's super polite. But if I was in this game, I would have downed her and then just slugged her. You know, if I was afraid of decisive strike, I would have just slugged her, because that's one less survivor that you're leaving up to do gens or to heal each other, and it also baits under, or it also forces other survivors to come and actually pick her up. Like it would have been very, very valuable to get that down, and instead you like let her go, and then you chase this Cheryl, who first off, like, and like two things about this as well. This Cheryl first off was at a pallet that was really strong, and second off, this Cheryl also has object, which means she's probably like, I don't want to assume things, but usually when people run object, they're usually like decent, confident survivors, right? They're usually running it because they're confident in their ability to like, you know, take chases. So yeah, man, that was all around bad. So you still have 3 people injured though. It's still good. You're coming back to the Cheryl. She's probably going to pop that gen by the time you even get there. You're trying to sneak up on her, which is good. See, even now, I don't think that was really necessary. You probably could have just came around. That's okay though. You end up getting the hit, which is good. So you have all 4 injured now. So you got that maximum thanatophobia value, baby. But they're getting gens done. Like you've missed so many opportunities. Like you haven't had a down in so long. It's been so long. Like you had like 4 opportunities to get it down and you haven't gotten one. So there's just no map pressure right now. Everybody's just working on gens freely. This dude dead hards you to the pallet, which is really unfortunate. I mean, I feel like this goes without saying, but like you already know the mistake you made here, but I feel like I need to say it anyway. If you're ever chasing a survivor who's injured and they haven't used an exhaustion perk yet, don't swing. Like don't swing until dead hard is done. I mean, either way, I think there you weren't going to get it no matter what. Like I think she just dead hearted for distance. I think no matter what there, even if you would have waited, you probably still would have got stunned. So it doesn't, I guess it doesn't really apply there, but I should still say to anybody watching, if they haven't used an exhaustion perk yet, bait out the dead hard. Like bait it out. Don't just go swinging wildly. She gets stuck. She's still gonna make that pallet though. You kick this. See, now I'm kind of worried that you're just gonna get looted by this guy. All right, you're gonna leave him alone now, which is smart. Like your build's a very like hit and run build. So if someone starts getting into like this cycle of looping you, it's probably a good idea to do this. Yes. All right, you come up and you find a Dwight. Nice. He sprint bursts. You swing at the pallet because I'm assuming he thought he was going to camp it. You go for a moonwalk. Nice, nice. Good moonwalk. Good shit. See, that was really good. That was a good mind game. Good shit. You got this Dwight down. I feel like, oh man, you missed so much opportunity for map pressure and you just let them get so much gens, so many gens done. It's kind of unfortunate that that's how killer gameplay is, but that really is how killer gameplay is, man. If you just like fuck about and don't apply pressure, everything just gets done. What are you doing now? You were like trying to wait for her to come to you, I think? Either way, it doesn't matter. You heard her breaking the totem and then you got a hit. You're chasing her down now. Looks like she had some kind of exhaustion there, maybe? These guys are also healing. Dude's like picking up a medkit or something. I don't really understand. All right, this is good. You can chase down the Zarina. She's by Shaq, though. This is kind of iffy. She didn't vault it. She went around the side. Oh, and then she vaulted it now. She's being weird. You're going to let her go, and you're going to come back down here and chase the Obsession again. See that? Oh, man. I don't know if I like this, because, again, like, you need pressure. Let me just stop and say that what you need to stop gens from getting done is, like, pressure. And the best way to get pressure... Like, you can kind of argue that injuring survivors is map pressure because sometimes they'll heal themselves instead of doing gens. But generally, like, the best kind of map pressure is literally getting downs or hooks because the survivors, it's not optional for the survivors, right? Like, right now, like, this is all optional. These guys being injured, that's optional. They can choose to just not heal and then do gens, right? Like, they don't have to heal up. They can leave the game injured. Like, they don't have to heal up to survive. But it helps them, right? Well, that's not how it works when you down someone. When you down or hook somebody, they fucking need to go pick them up or they need to go and hook them. So that's the best form of pressure. And it feels like this whole game you've been prioritizing like getting everybody injured over getting downs. And like don't get me wrong, getting everyone injured is good, but like right now you have 3 out of 4 injured. That's a lot. You don't need the 4th one injured. Like look, these guys were healing. These guys were all healing around the map. You could have wandered around, found them healing, and downed them. But instead you're like running across the map to fuck with the obsession, and then you didn't even get a hit on him. So like, yeah, that was just really, really poor decision making. These guys healed right here, and you probably could have downed them. She made it to the pallet. There's like 1 gen left. Yeah, this is a rough one. This is definitely a rough one. And she's just hiding there doing nothing. Like, man, these survivors are like hella immersed, dude. You can easily down them if you just played it correctly. Like basically just chase everyone except for that Cheryl. That one Cheryl seems to be the only one that really knows what she's doing. Literally just chase everyone but her. Like literally just leave her the fuck alone. If she has object, just leave her the fuck alone, dude. See, this is good. This is what you need to be doing. This Dwight is like trying to signal to the Zarina to leave, and she's just not doing it. You see, like this is what you should have been doing the whole game. The whole game you should have been doing this. Like injuring like 2 or 3 different people and then wandering around the map trying to find them and then downing them, you know? Like now that you actually have a down, this is good. But again, I think it's too late. It's probably too late because I think they're probably on the last gen. Yeah, there's a dude on the gen like way across the map. So even if you chase this Dwight, like you pretty much have to chase this Dwight. You're not wrong to do it. This is the right choice because he's just going to unhook in your face. But at this point, like you can't really stop it. Like that one dude's on a gen like across the map. There's not really anything you could do to stop the final gen from getting done now. You can bolt over. Yeah, I was going to say, even if you pulled it over now, you probably wouldn't make it in time. So at this point, you're just like playing for maybe 1 kill. I mean, there's not really much else you can do. You can get all your hooks. You can get your 4 barbecue stacks, but you've only gotten, I think, 3 hooks all game. So there's really, unless you 4-man slug everyone or they just play in some ridiculous way, you're probably not going to end up getting a 4K or any significant amount of kills here. You throw this guy in the basement though, which is good. You could snowball out of the basement. You could. It's possible. They're opening the door right behind you. And they're opening the door across the map. So both doors are open now. This dude's got dead hard, so he's probably just gonna, yeah, he's probably just gonna dead hard out. Yep, later. All right, the other 2 teammates over there, they might be healing each other. They might be healing each other and then getting ready to come unhook. Well, that guy was just kind of chilling. So are you just gonna proxy bait? I feel like you're just gonna proxy basement, right? Yeah, these guys are healing each other in the exit gate. Yep, I figured. Like, they can't really make a play without being full health, so they kind of have to heal. But then you also can see the guy with objects, so I'm assuming these guys are just gonna get pushed out and you're gonna get 1 kill, right? That's how it ends? Yep, that's how it ends. All right. Let's just see, for the sake of looking, this guy must be bugged, because that was the Fang, wasn't it? Nico Lash, was that the Fang? Yes, right? It's hard to see. It's very blurry. Yeah, that's correct. That's the Fang. So they definitely weren't perkless. They had dead hard as well as who knows what else. I mean, yeah, there's not really much else I can say here. I think I just got to touch base on everything again. Like this is pretty standard shit playing at red ranks. Like these guys have like quote unquote meta builds or whatever. But honestly, they didn't play good. These guys played pretty terribly, to be honest. Like you definitely could have won. The beginning of the game was great. Like you had such a good start, man. Like this here could have been a down. Just to review a couple things, this here could have been a down. Like she literally sprints into a wall. All you have to do is just stick to her. Like just stick to her. But like you like back up right now and you like let her run away. I don't know if you just like, I think you just got lost. I think you must have thought that she went through you and behind you or something, but you kind of just like let her get distance and then she dead hard to the window. Like that was just really unfortunate, but you know, we can go ahead and move past that. Like that's fine. And then you play this great. You get damage on multiple different people and then you come up and you down the Fang on this generator. Like you played this early game perfectly. It was just right here. Like right here at like the 1 minute 30 some mark is when everything just goes downhill. Like this game could be won. You go chase her and like get a hit on her. Very, very good. But even without that, right? Like even when that decision is like that's a very nitpicky thing. This isn't necessarily a terrible decision here. But like even here, like this thing where you don't use your power is just really bad. Like you like don't use your power here when you should, and then you also like Okay, I think the biggest thing, like those are all very nitpicky, right? But I think the biggest thing is like the not committing to chases, man. I see this a lot in gameplay reviews. A lot of the gameplay reviews I get have this same issue where people just don't commit to chases. And like I get that your build is like a hit and run build, but at the same time, it's really important to know when you can commit to a chase and actually get it down, and when the chase is just like a fuck chase that you need to give up on, right? Like this is not a fuck chase that you need to give up on. There's like a really shitty pallet here that sucks. That if she tries to stay at you, you don't even have to kick it. You can just loop around it and hit her. The window's way over there, but she probably won't make it. I don't know what's over here, but there's probably not much. You probably could have stuck to her, but you didn't. And then vice versa over here, like the same thing happens with this Fang, where it's like you had two choices here. You had like this chase, you had a full health guy with a pallet that you can chase, or you had an injured guy who was nowhere near anything, who just dead-hearted, you know? And instead of like getting the free down and getting the map pressure, you just give up everything. Like she runs away, you don't even chase her, you like give up on her. You're like, oh well, fuck that. And then this other person's gone. Like you had an opportunity to get so much to get so much pressure there, and you just got nothing, and you just let them all run away, you know? So I don't know, and like that kind of happens multiple times throughout the match as well. I feel like a big thing to say is that hit and run builds are good. Like this is a good build, don't get me wrong. These perks are very good, and I think you just got a little bit too immersed in the idea of trying to injure all four, you know? Because again, like even a little bit later in the video, you know, you could have went around and looked for these three guys healing, but instead you like went after the object guy. Or maybe the object guy was just distracting you too much because it was a free aura that you knew you could chase. I'm not really sure exactly what was going through your brain, but I think the biggest takeaway here is if you're going to go for like a hit and run type strategy for killers, definitely try your best to be able to identify what chases you need to actually stick with, right? Like you weren't wrong whenever you dropped chase on the Cheryl a couple of times. Like let me try to show an example. I know you were chasing the Cheryl at one point, and she was like looping jungle gyms and shit, and then you left her alone. It was all right, I just cut to it. It's right here. You found her out here, and she dead-hearted this pallet, and it's like fuck, you know. And then she got the stun, and then you guys ran over to this fucking jungle gym, and she was like looping it, and she got the pallet here, and then she was running to the next pallet, and like I feel like this is a good example of like okay, this chase fucking sucks. This Cheryl clearly knows like what she's doing. She's very clearly running from pallet to pallet to pallet. Like I'm not going to be able to down her super quickly. This is a good example of when to like, yeah, bail from the chase, go find someone else, right? But I feel like every other time in this video, not every other time, but almost every other time in this video that you did it was like a bad time, where it's when you were chasing someone that you were able to down. So put it this way, if you think you're in a position where you're going to be able to down the survivor quickly, stay on the chase. Getting downs is the most important part of playing killer. If you don't think so, like if you're in a situation like this where you're like getting looped and you don't feel confident in your ability to down them quickly, then give the fuck up and go, you know? And that's about it. I think that's about all there is to say. I feel like I've already been like repeating myself, and I'm probably just going to continue repeating myself if I keep talking. So I think I'm just going to end it there. Thank you so much for submitting. I appreciate it. Reviewing this was awesome. Again, just a reminder, don't be an asshole in the comments. I do not review games where killers win. So you'll literally never see a game of a killer dominating. People are giving me their worst games. This was probably this Wraith's worst game of the night, okay? So before you're like, oh, this Wraith is so bad, just instead of doing that, just shut up, okay? Instead, just shut up and don't be an asshole, okay? Sounds like a good plan? Sound like a good plan? Awesome. Thank you so much for submitting. This was really fun to review. If you guys want to submit yourself, send me a link. Well, it's like I said before, I have a Discord channel now. If you guys want to join my Discord, you could drop a link in the Discord channel and check it out. If you guys like the video, feel free to drop it a like, sub to the channel as well, because I'm uploading every other day. And also, let me know what you guys think about generally having these types of videos on my channel. I kind of stopped doing them for a while, and I was wondering if I should even keep doing them. But then a lot of people kind of reached out and were like, yo, we miss your gameplay reviews. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like these? Do you hate these? It's okay if you hate them. I just kind of want to get a general gauge of how people feel about them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. I'll see ya. Have a good night. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya. Take care. See ya. I'm out of here. See ya.